Good evening, I'm Camden Cohn, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Earlier today, head coach Matt Rule spoke to the media about a variety of different topics. One of the topics he talked about was how the team is prepared for the cold on Friday.
I don't worry about the weather. I mean, we go in the mornings here, which is great in some ways, but in the spring, I mean, there's plenty of days that we're out there and there's 30-mile-an-hour winds and it's 18, 20 degrees. Our guys are tough. Iowa's guys are tough. I think the game will come down to football. I think our guys will, if there was maybe ice on the field or snow, it might be a little different. But I feel pretty good about our ability to handle the cold, just because we do it in the spring and then we do it again in the fall. We don't really ever go inside unless I really need the crowd noise from the indoor.
More from Coach Rule in just a bit. Sticking with football, Husker wide receiver Ja'Cory Barney Jr. was named Big Ten Freshman of the Week today. Barney set career highs with 9 receptions for 85 yards. He also rushed for 11 yards and had 54 yards in returns. Nebraska volleyball setter Bergen Riley was named co-Big Ten Setter of the Week for the 5th time this season earlier this afternoon. Riley averaged 12.83 assists per set while leading the Huskers to a .355 hitting percentage on the week. She's the first Husker setter to earn 5 Big Ten Setter of the Week awards in one season since the Big Red joined the conference in 2011. In other Nebraska volleyball news, 3 Huskers were selected in the Pro Volleyball Federation draft today. Merritt Beeson was selected first overall by the Atlanta Vibe. Lindsey Krause was selected in the 3rd round, 19th overall, by the Omaha Supernovas. And Layla Blackwell was selected in the 4th round, 26th overall, by the San Diego Mojo. And finally, Week 12 of the NFL season ends tonight as the Chargers host the Ravens. That game can be watched on ESPN at 7:15. Our sports ticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Call a timeout if you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is there. Call, text, or chat 988. It's free, confidential, and staffed with trained counselors ready to listen and provide support. Hour 1 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Pistol, 2 wideouts left, now motioning is Banks. They give it off to Dante, right in there. Touchdown, Nebraska. Dowdell's 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. And Nebraska firmly in charge of this one at 33-10.
Harper serves Sage Damrow. She pushes her setter out of bounds to the right pin. Bumps set to the back row. Roll shot Sarah Franklin. Again, Nebraska to the side. Andy Jackson. Kaboom! Woo-hoo! 9-5-7 in a row.
Looks right, gives to Essegian, comes left. Hesitation move, elbow jumper on the way. Got it! Essegian's having an unbelievable game for Nebraska. Essegian has a double.
French operating near the logo on the left side of the floor. Now she initiates 3-ball top of the key. You betcha! The freshman from Omaha stuck the 3 from half court. Townsend at the buzzer misses. Rick Briggs has 8 first quarter points and the Huskers lead. Creighton on the road, 22-19 at the end of the first quarter.
Now, here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
No one's ever accomplished anything in life by quitting halfway through. And one of the quotes, and I think it was James Clear who said this, whether something's a success or failure usually depends on when you measure it. So if you measured it last week, you would say, boy, they're failing. Today, you might say, boy, they're being successful. And so I just prefer to take the long approach. There's unbelievable leadership here. All the people have just kept saying to me, like, hey, we trust you, just keep doing it. And I keep saying that to the players. And I think you saw a team today that a lot of questions you guys asked me this week was, hey, where's their head at? Like, I thought you saw a team today that obviously believes in what we're doing.
And Heinrich's going to take the snap. He's got Dowdell to his right. Wide receivers left and right for the 5. Motioning now is Bonner. Now lines up as a wing. Turn. Zone read. Heinrich keeps it himself off the right side, and he is in. Touchdown, Nebraska. Heinrich Hoiberg's first rushing touchdown of the year. Nebraska lickety split down the field to take the lead 6-0.
Ja'Cory set it off with a kickoff return, and kind of got everyone's juices flowing. Everyone kind of calmed down, and we didn't wait to take the punch. We threw the punch and we kept going.
Pistol set. Dowdell the back behind Dillon. Twins to the near side. From the Badger at 12. Banks motions. They give it off to Dante. He's got a seam. 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska. Borkacher to the near side. Snap back. Dillon looks. Holds. Goes over the middle. Back side of the end zone. Banks makes a catch. And it's a touchdown, Nebraska.
That's big. We've talked about that since Coach Rule's got here, right? It's one in the middle 8 and getting that turnover at the end and getting a field goal. I mean, that just sent us into halftime and on a high, and we came out still feeling that high and got that stop, so it was cool.
Snap down, the kick sailing towards the uprights, and the kick is good. John Hall. Good again. Turn, zone read. Hand it off to Walker. He gets stuffed. He'll lose a yard. Huskers will take over on downs. John Bullock, the first to fire through. So the Huskers deny the Badgers on 4th down.
Just taking it, day by day, play by play, executing one play at a time, and that led to success today. So just picking each other up when we're not doing well and just sticking with it.
Pistol, 2 wideouts left. Now motioning is Banks. They give it off to Dante. Right in there. Touchdown, Nebraska. Dowdell's second rushing touchdown of the game. And Nebraska firmly in charge of this one at 33-10.
It just feels good that, be able to do this for the seniors. I know some of them have been here a long time, and, they haven't even went to a bowl game. We're close to it. And now we got a chance to finish the season 8-5.
Huskers break the huddle. 3:15 left in the game. Dillon under center. Turns. Gives it off to Dante. Up and over. Touchdown, his third of the day. Back to throw is locked. Steps, throws, pass, in and out of the hands. Picked off. Intercepted by Deshaun Singleton on senior day. That's his first pick as a Husker. Crank up the music. I want to hear some Jones. Students are pouring onto the field. The second time they've done that this year. They did it after the Colorado game. And now Nebraska knows they are bowl eligible. The 8-year excruciating drought is behind us.
All the young guys are showing love to the old guys because they just knew how much it meant to us. And, to watch a lot of guys step up today and play the way they did was a proud moment for me because I know what I've been doing here has, been working for them. And I know it'll lead them in the right direction.
I'm proud of them, but it does feel like relief, and it feels like relief because I want those older players to leave here. Like Giff kept saying, as he was walking at halftime, I want to change the program forever. And just obviously we're not where we were in the 90s. We're not there. I'm saying just in terms of we're not snake bit. There is no curse. You got to just go play good football. And if you play good football, good things will happen. So we'll have to do that again Friday versus a great team.
What a Saturday, what a weekend for Husker sports. And we're going to lay it on football here in hour 1. We'll talk some Husker basketball in the second hour, but my goodness, 44-25. The offense comes alive. The defense did give up some big plays. I know that they're going to try to get that corrected before the Iowa game. But, Jess, you could just sense a sigh of relief in Memorial Stadium when everybody knew we were going to win the game because we've been so snake bit for year after year after year.
Yeah, I've talked to a few people about it, my parents included, and they were asking me about it. It's hard to explain, but it was one of the coolest moments, feelings, atmospheres I've ever been a part of in my career because you felt how big the moment was and you felt how much it meant, not just to the program. You could see it on the sideline. Everybody from the guys that were just that were not playing, that were just on the sideline, the guys that were playing, the coaching staff, the support staff, to the former players that were standing over there on the sideline. I mean, I told you guys about Ethan Piper, and just I looked at him and he was looking around and he just had this huge grin on his face. And I said, "You pretty happy right now?" He said, "It's a long time coming, And then just the fans and the big screen, they started showing bowling highlights and just all of it. It was one of the best moments I think I've ever experienced just because of how much it meant. And who would have thought you would say that about being 6-5? But I think getting over that hump and getting through that, breaking through that wall is just so important for the future of this program. You felt how big it was. There's no doubt about it. You could feel it in the stadium, and the fans were so locked in. It was so cool. It was just, they were getting louder and louder, and then they started the Go Big Red chants. It was cool. It was really, really neat.
Well, we felt good about it all week. You and I both were kind of on the same page. That I liked the matchup. I thought Nebraska was the better team and was maybe in a better mental state than the Badgers, who are really smart in it. They can still get bowl eligible, but they're going to have to beat the Gophers this week up in Madison to get it done. But I felt great for Deshaun Singleton on senior day to get an INT, for Emmett to put up over 100 yards rushing for the first time in his Husker career, for John Holt, keeps making those kicks after that disaster in West Lafayette early in the year. And I just think the program took a step forward this year because they are now going to be in postseason play. And if you didn't get to postseason, I don't know that you can make that argument, even though I think we all sense the program is in better shape. But to certify it, you needed to get to a bowl game, and that's what's going to be happening for Nebraska come the holiday season.
And if you miss, it's just that time, and we talk about it all the time, but you cannot you cannot put into words how important that time is for a program and the development of a program during bowl prep. I mean, it just, Searles and I talked a lot about that on the podcast a couple weeks ago. I had a coach once tell me that it's arguably more important and better for some of those young players that time in December than even in spring football. And, just the development, you've got guys that are really starting to turn the corner, some of those younger players that are really getting a feel for what it takes to play at this level. And so then you add on those extra weeks of practice. It just continues to build and grow, and you don't get those practices. You don't get those extra practices, that extra time, if you don't make the bowl. And so it's just so critical in terms of development and continuing to build for a program to have that time. And and just getting there, and because I think there's no doubt that there was some pressure that was felt. And now I think that release some pressure, and now you go play. And I was talking to Coach Rule about this on the TV show today. When I was interviewing the players afterwards and chatting with them, before and after, you get a sense too that they're not just okay with just what they did on Saturday. They want to get back to that 1-0 mindset and win another one come Friday. If you don't think that this one on Friday means just as much to them, now that they've got that bowl, that sixth win, they really want to get back out there and win another one and take that one into bowl prep. So I love the mindset too. Like you said, I felt good about it all week. I chatted with Ty and Nash. Could get a sense that things were going well this week. And then now I think they've got some confidence and the pressure is off moving forward into this week. And I think this one's another really important one for this program.
No doubt. I don't know that I saw 44-25. I thought it would be a lower scoring game than that, but 29 first downs. I thought Dylan looked more like the Dylan of weeks 1 through 4, where he had confidence. He stepped into things, threw the ball around quite a bit. And, the Omaha World Herald has got a headline up right now, Jess. It says all signs point to the Nebraska-Iowa winner on Friday will be headed to the ReliQuest Bowl in Tampa, which that would be fantastic. So they must have some sources that are telling them that. So you've got something to go fight for. That is a New Year's Day bowl game, a lot of attention, a lot of tradition. And hey, I'll spend a few days in Tampa. How about you?
Yeah, absolutely. This time of year when it's starting to get cold around here, I'll take the sunshine. But yeah, I think just with the storylines and the tradition of Nebraska football, it's a feel-good story, and everybody has said it all year long. Nebraska's better or college football is better when Nebraska's in the conversation. And and obviously the fans are going to travel. I told you there's a fan up front that had a sign that said, "Help me, I need a bowl vacation." And so I think they're going to travel well. So a lot of bowls, when they are picking those teams, there's going to be a lot of them fighting for Nebraska to get in there. And if you look at some of the teams that they could match up with, there's some great historic matchups potentially in the works there too. A lot of great storylines that you can, when you start maybe penciling in who it might be, it's going to be a lot of intrigue. And I think every bowl game that has the Big Ten would be chomping at the bit to get Nebraska, to give Nebraska that bid.
Now, according to Keith Mann, Nebraska Sports Information Director, Nebraska you can be picked ahead of another team if they're only one game ahead of you in the win-loss total. So if we end up with 6, you can take them over a 7-win team. If we win and get to 7, you can take them over an 8-win team, which might open up some doors for the Cornhuskers. But again, back to your point, so valid about missing out on all those practice times. Nebraska has essentially missed out on 7 or 8 spring practices, additional spring practices by not going, which stymies your development for the young guys. So now they'll get that. And now the fans and you and I and everybody in the media, we can speculate for the next 7 days. where are we going here in about a month? I think it's fantastic.
7 days or 14? Isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be after the conference title games. You're
Yeah.
right. So, hey, we having more time to
Yeah,
kind of
well,
figure it out.
and here's the thing too is that we've talked a lot with the Big Ten potentially getting 4 teams into the college football playoff. That opens up some avenues too for some bowl games. So there's still a lot to play for with not just the Huskers, but watching around the league, some of those teams that might have those records right above. But I think the as you mentioned, you could be considered, if you can win 7, you can be considered an 8-win team or whatever in the selection process. And I think most bowl games would be, again, just really, really, I think they'd push really hard to get Nebraska as one of their teams.
Totally agree. They know this fan base is hungry to travel again, just like the gentleman's sign you saw there. Husker fans have been saving up. They're ready to go pack their bags, head anywhere. They're going to sell a lot of tickets if the Huskers come to their certain city. I wouldn't mind Nashville either. We had a good time there in 2016, the last time we were in a bowl game. That's a great town to go to and a lot of fun there as well. I want to stay away from the northern bowl games of like the Pinstripe Bowl and the one in Detroit. I don't really want to touch those. I want to go somewhere warm. I'm selfish. I want to go somewhere warm.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you, Greg. I'm with you. I heard, I read somewhere that Michigan would really like that New York Bowl.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. They have a lot of alums in that city. And how often is that bowl going to get a chance to pick Michigan? I hope a lot, but I think Michigan will be back pretty quick. Well, that was part of the weekend. The other part was Fred Hoiberg's team going and upsetting number 14 Creighton on their home court. I tweeted after the game, that's a terrific win, and that's going to look really good on Nebraska's resume come March when they're going, all right, who'd you beat? Well, you won at number 14 Creighton early in the season. That was so big for Nebraska, and my goodness, and Jess, you were there. Their effort on the defensive end, they were smothering the Blue Jays.
Yeah, they were. They locked into that game plan, and you're going to hear from a couple of the Huskers here in just a little bit, but they were not very happy with walking off the court with a loss to St. Mary's, and they were pretty hungry to get back in the win column. And, I think this team still, we've seen they might not shoot it as well as some of the guys that were on the team last year. But I think they're realizing that they can win a lot of games if they log down defensively like that. And Braxton Mia might not score 20 points, but boy, he is a just force inside defensively. And especially when you're matching up with teams with a big like Ryan Kalkbrenner. And he came out and Braxton Mia set the tone for that. Then Andrew Morgan came in because there was some foul trouble. Barricade Buentengel also, just that trio did such a good job, and they really bought into that. And they kind of, I think they took it personally. And then it wasn't just he didn't score; he couldn't even get an opportunity to score. He couldn't even get a shot off. And so and that obviously starts with the guards too, not letting them have easy passes. And so it just overall, they bought into that defensive plan. Nate Lenzer I think has certainly made case as one of the best defensive coaches in the country with what he's done and how I hear it every time when I was prepping for some of those games about, those opposing coaches, how much they're quick to point out to how hard it is to match up against Nebraska's defense and what they do defensively. So they bought into that. And yeah, it was a team effort. And I think not only is this going to look good on the resume moving forward, but Connor Essegian said it, and I think this is a good measuring stick for them to show, hey, you can be a really good team, and you might have to win a little bit differently some nights, but this is the potential of this basketball team moving forward. You guys can win a lot of games if you play like that. So I think it was a good kind of measuring stick, too, to show what this team is capable of. And
now you want Creighton to have a good year. You want them to go on and continue, and I think they will. That's a good team. I know the point guard got hurt, Ashworth, in the game the other night, but they're going to win a lot of games. So that's really going to look well. The Huskers had to be tired after that game because they left it on the court, and I loved it. It was a great way to start the weekend. And then Saturday night, senior night for Husker Volleyball. They sweep Wisconsin for the second time. We'll get into some more volleyball chatter coming up in hour number 2. Just a glorious weekend. The best weekend of Husker sports since, I don't know when.
I was going to ask you that. I was going to ask you.
You have to go back a long, long time.
If you remember one where you have a win over Creighton, because it's not just like a win over a number 14 team, it's win over a number 14 Creighton team. and then you beat Wisconsin in volleyball, which we all know the history there and the rivalry there. And then for the football team to beat Wisconsin. So I mean, obviously I haven't been here as long, but I've asked a few people that, and a lot of them can't remember a better weekend than what we had over this last weekend. Let's keep it rolling. Let's build off of it.
Absolutely. And the win on the road, too, is even, you put a double star by that for Fred Hoiberg's guys to get a road victory. All right, 402-413-2400. That's the number to text or call. Would love to hear your thoughts about the weekend, about Husker football going bowling. Where would you like to see the Huskers play in the postseason? We'll get into all that and hear some clips from Matt Rhule's press conference coming up next.
Husker fans, it's game day, and Pizza Hut's got your perfect play. Score the Game Day Special for just $29.99. Get 2 medium 3-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Enough to feed 8 hungry fans. Pizza, wings, breadsticks, and more. It's the ultimate lineup to fuel your game day. Check out the full menu online at pizzahut.com or in store. Because remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with unleaded 88, how about this? Unleaded 88
can help you save big at the pump.
And save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved to use unleaded 88. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose unleaded 88, there you have them. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseunleaded88.com to learn more.
Want to boost Nebraska's economy and help the planet? It's as easy as filling up your tank. Switch to soy-based biodiesel to cut greenhouse gases by up to 74% and support biodiesel growth.
I'm Greg Anderson, a farmer near Newman Grove, Nebraska, and biodiesel has transformed our farm. It cuts emissions, raises the cetane number, and improves fuel lubricity.
So ask for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, economy, and Nebraska soybean farmers. Nebraska soybeans, feeding, fueling, and innovating for the future.
No matter what color you wear on game day or what color tractor you drive, there's one color Nebraskans trust to be a partner for life lived well. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska combines national power with Nebraska roots. Awarded the best health insurance experience in the heartland, Blue Cross delivers affordable, high-quality health plans for Medicare groups and individuals. Head to nebraskablue.com to find the coverage that's right for you. Team Blue says, go Big Red.
It's time to review the top 3 highlights of the day. I'm joined, as always, by my co-anchor, Snoop.
Hey, what up, though?
Snoop, number 1 has to be getting the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence at T-Mobile.
Yeah, you should hustle down to T-Mobile like a dog chasing a squirrel chasing a nut.
Nice analogy, Snoop. Dogs do love to chase squirrels.
And squirrels love to chase those nuts.
On to highlight number 2. At T-Mobile, families can save 20% every month versus the other big guys.
That is very impressive. You know, y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
That's exactly what I'm planning on doing with my savings, Snoop. Now, take it away, Snoop.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on them. Now drop that jingle.
The 24 monthly bill credits eligible traded on Go 5G Next. Well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits, and credits stop and balance on required finance agreement too. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
Sunday morning. You can smell it. Game day. And the brisket you've been smoking since last night. A day to be with family, aka fellow football fans. Traditions make Sundays easy to enjoy. Beers do too. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with unleaded 88, how about this? Unleaded 88
Can help you save big at the pump.
And save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved to use unleaded 88. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose unleaded 88, there you have them. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseunleaded88.com to learn more.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Husker fans, it's game day, and Pizza Hut's got your perfect play. Score the game day special for just $29.99. Get 2 medium 3-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Enough to feed 8 hungry fans. Pizza, wings, breadsticks, and more. It's the ultimate lineup to fuel your game day. Check out the full menu online at pizzahut.com or in store. Because remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Akrs. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody back with you here on a Monday night, a happy Monday in Husker land after all the great wins that were posted over the weekend. John in Omaha on our text line said, I have never been prouder of a team with a 6-5 record. It is so much more than the record. With the losing streak, they could have just left their card in the hotel room and packed their bags and left, and they didn't. And in the big picture, I truly feel this turnaround, no matter what happens the rest of the year, could be the sort of what we've had envisioned when Matt Rule got the job, go Big Red. That's really well put, John. Thank you.
I said the same thing to my parents. They both were texting me and so excited. And I said, I don't know if I ever, when I started covering sports, ever would have been so happy about a team that was 6-5, But you get embedded with this football team and you develop some of these relationships with guys because you've covered their careers and you've interviewed them so many times. And then you just, some of these guys, they're such good people and such great guys, and they've stuck it out through, a lot of them could have transferred at a lot of different points during their careers. A guy like Ty Robinson could have left multiple times, and you cannot tell me that he didn't have people pursuing him. There's a lot of those guys that have that, and they stuck around, they stuck it out, and they deserve it. And so I agree. And just the battling through so much of it, and they just had so much adversity, but they figured out a way to get it done. And I think just a huge pressure valve released on Saturday.
You could just sense it in the stadium. Art in Los Angeles, Camden passed this along to me. How about a bowl game here in California? I think California has the most out-of-state Husker fans. We even have an organization called Californians for Huskers. I don't think any other state has that. Go Big Red. Other than the Rose Bowl, which is a Big Ten tie-in, and that's a playoff thing, there really isn't a bowl game that we are matched up with. We're not part of the Holiday Bowl right now as it stands, so I don't think California is in the mix for the Huskers for a bowl game this year. All right, Matt Rule's press conference earlier today, and he was asked, do you think your team is still hungry to add more wins here in this last week?
I sure hope they are. I mean, honestly, Sam, we didn't even have a team. We haven't even had a team meeting since the game. Like, we walked in today and it was 8:00 Iowa special teams. There's just no time for, hey, great job, da 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 da. There's just no time for it, right? Like, so this is such a condensed week versus a really difficult opponent to prepare for that we just jumped right in. I think the thing that you saw, coming out of the game, like a lot of the guys were in the building yesterday. They know that they can do it. It's kind of like They know they're capable of it. So, let's continue to do it. That's the expectation now. What was once possible is now, okay, it's not just, hey, it's possible. Now we can do it. So let's do it. And this is an excellent team we're facing, so we have to do it at a high level.
Yeah, I think, for those older guys, this is a rivalry game. And so this one means a lot to them. But then I think for some of these younger guys that are just so hungry and competitive, like Ja'Cory Barney's going to go into Iowa and just be, I've used this term a few times, he's going to be chomping at the bit. I mean, he is a guy that he is fueled off of that. I think Dylan is too. Some of these younger guys that are fiercely competitive, I think they're going to go in there and be like, okay, let's go. So I think once you realize just the kind of how much passion there is in this game and just the rivalry, but then, like I said, I think that this team feels really good coming off that win. They want to build off of it and go get another win, and they like that winning feeling. Took a few weeks to get there, but they like that feeling, and I thought they were pretty locked in on, hey, we're not going to just be done with winning this one. We want one more here this regular season. And in fact, I believe it was Dante Dowdell told me we have a chance to finish 8-5. That's what we're shooting for.
That should be the goal for that team moving forward. Well, it was Dana Holgerson's second game as the OC, and I think you're starting to see a little bit different personnel. One being Emmett maybe being featured more as the primary back, and Thomas Fidoni's reps were down a little bit. And here was the coach talking about it's a pretty simple answer for why you maybe are seeing some guys more now than you did a few weeks ago.
The lessons of the game are the lessons of the season, right? Like we fumbled the ball on the 20-yard line. If we do that against Iowa, who's plus 11, we're not going to win. So while people, I think Dana's done an amazing job. Let me start there. But I think if you say it's the play call, you hear Dana on the headset the whole time. He's just talking about execution. Like the guys who practiced the best on Thursday last week played. Some guys had some false starts and some mistakes on Thursday. He's out. 13, you're in. Let's go. So IGC got a chance to play, and he made a play in the game. So there's a real focus on execution. And when the guys execute the play calls, and so I think that was the message to the guys, like, hey, if you execute and practice at a high level, you're going to have an opportunity to play in the game. And then when you get in the game, make the most of it. And so when we had penalties, we didn't score on those drives. When we snap the ball on third down, we're going on 2, and we snap it on 1, and all of a sudden the ball's in the quarterback's hands. There's nothing he can do. But when we just settled down and just played, then guys made the plays necessary to make. So it's kind of a blend of everything we've been trying to say to them all year coming to life. Like, hey, just go execute. I think the thing Dana's done a great job of is, like I said, he's cut things down to a degree, but also he's demanding that they execute if they want to get on the field. And that's kind of how we handle things on defense. And, I think it's kind of now played over to offense as well.
I love that. I mean, and it sets the tone, and it just, hey, you better do it right or you're not going to get out there. You better do it right every single day, and you can't make those kinds of mistakes because that translates over to the game. What you do in practice translates to a game, and there's a reason why they scored the most points under Coach Rule in the Big Ten play because of that. Kind of harping on that execution. Coach Holgerson was he was kind of going back and forth a little bit more or a little bit less this week looking at the iPad. So I think he's getting a better sense and feel for the guys he wants to utilize and play. Because the first week he was going every time and getting into the quarterback's huddle with those iPads. This week it was only a few times that he went in there to go back and look. So I think he's getting a better feel and a sense of the guys that he wants to utilize, and the ones that practice and execute during practice are the ones he's going to call on in a game because he trusts them and believes in them.
I'm with you. I think that's great. You put in the effort, you do the execution part of it. We're going to reward you by playing you. And if you're not, you're going to sit for a little bit. Well, let's go to the phones. Husker Dan up in West Point joins us tonight. Hello, Dan.
Hey, good evening, Greg and Jessica. How's it going?
Hey, Dan. How's it going?
Good, pretty good. I hope you're warm.
I'm warm right now. I don't know if I will be on Friday.
Yeah, I know. Hey, it was just a great Saturday for Husker sports. Wow, football and volleyball, that was just great. And like you guys, I was just listening to you, and kudos to Dana's offense. It shined, and I like his hard-nosed coaching philosophies. And, wow, you could definitely tell the difference in our offense. Wow, it was just so good to see. And I was glad to see Hoiberg get in for a TD. And my last comment, yeah, it was just so good to see. I just, wow, where was, and Raiola just looked like, Greg, you said earlier, Raiola looked like the first two games, when he just shined. His passing, his everything, his execution was just right on. So, and my last thing is, with this bowl thing, I just think, we've been out so long. I just hope everybody on the outside looks at us and say, they deserve, the fans and the players both need a warm weather bowl. They need to go to a warm weather bowl. And that's all I got.
Beautiful. Dan, thank you. Appreciate the phone call. And again, the bowls in the pecking order it's kind of like a draft. You're up next. Who you want to take? I think Nebraska's really attractive because they know they're going to sell an awful lot of tickets to Husker fans. So I don't think New York. I don't think New York is in play, but it certainly could be if maybe Michigan gets snagged by somebody ahead of their draft order. But any bowl game will feel good right now. Jim in Columbus said, I guess what would come closest for this kind of a feeling, 1995 Nebraska football and volleyball won national titles, but not on the same weekend. They would have been separated by a couple of weeks, but yeah, that same kind of fall feeling where everything was going in the win column.
I did want to comment on the Dylan's performance, and he looked way more comfortable and confident, like everybody said, not just when he was on the field, but when he was on the sideline. I think just that's such an important part of what he's doing when he's out on the field. But I think you got to give a nod and a kudos to the offensive line because they've been better the last couple of weeks, and they've protected him, and they protected him early. Searles constantly preaches about that, about keeping your quarterback clean, especially at the beginning of the game, because then that allows for him to have that trust and confidence from the start and not be second guessing everything. If he gets hit early, then that kind of can shake the confidence a little bit and maybe the thought process. But I think the offensive line has had a couple of their best games this season, and so I think that's allowed for Dylan to play better, but then the entire offense to really get it going too. The running backs to run better. The holes have been unbelievable these last couple of weeks that they've been able to kind of generate some holes for the running backs to run through. So yeah, I think Dylan was better. Dylan was much more confident, but I do think a lot of that, too, you got to give some credit to the offensive line.
100% did not allow a sack in the game on Saturday. League One Volleyball is coming to Omaha this January, featuring Olympic medalist Jordan Larson and Justine Wong-Aranches. LOVB Omaha Volleyball is Omaha's newest pro team. Visit lovb.com for ticket information. 402-413-2400. Keep the calls and texts coming. More of the show coming up next.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid mineral with protein or Sweet Pro block supplements for space feeding, while also stretching your forages up to 25% better, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blauhorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
No matter what color you wear on game day or what color tractor you drive, there's one color Nebraskans trust to be a partner for life lived well. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska combines national power with Nebraska roots. Awarded the best health insurance experience in the heartland, Blue Cross delivers affordable, high-quality health plans for Medicare groups and individuals. Head to nebraskablue.com to find the coverage that's right for you. Team Blue says, go Big Red.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-notch products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com to find your dealer today.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Attention, Husker Nation. Are you ready to power up your game? Sap Brothers bleeds Husker Red, and our high-quality off-road red diesel is the fuel that powers your equipment. As official sponsors of the Huskers, we're here with a touchdown offer with the Sap Brothers Go Big Red Fuel Giveaway. Contract your upcoming fuel needs by February 1st and enter to win 1,000 free gallons of our off-road red diesel. Keep your engines roaring and your equipment running strong. With this winning opportunity, Sap Brothers fuels Husker Nation. Visit sapbros.net/fuel giveaway for more info.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with unleaded 88, how about this? Unleaded 88
can help you save big at the pump.
And save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved to use unleaded 88. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose unleaded 88, there you have them. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseunleaded88.com to learn more.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Noddle Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Aksarben Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Looking for the ultimate sports watching experience? Head to Smash Park in La Vista, home of Husker Hangouts, Omaha's official watch parties. Your go-to spot for epic game day deals, delicious bites, and unbeatable fun. Catch every moment on massive screens. Challenge friends to pickleball, axe throwing, and other games. Smash Park is where the action happens, whether you're cheering on the Huskers or just enjoying the atmosphere. Smash Park. Visit us today and turn your game day into a game night. Smash Park. Play, drink, eat.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
There's a new blood donation competition happening among Big Ten schools and a $1 million prize on the line. Nebraska currently atop the leaderboard. If you bleed Husker Red, donate blood and submit for Nebraska at big10.org/Abbott before December the 7th. Got a nice lead, but we can't just relax. We got to keep pushing forward here in the last 10 days or so for that. 402-413-2400, the phone and text numbers for you tonight. Let's go to the phones. Let's go up to Sioux City and Scott. Good evening, Scott. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Really good on this Monday.
I wanted to make a comment on the game that said it all for me, and it was in the third quarter when Emmett ran for 20 yards from our 35, and Barney turned his back to the pile because he was pissed off because he didn't get a block and at the end of the play that I think he thought I should have gotten. And then the very next play was a pass to him, I believe. But that said it all. The guys being involved, until the play's over. That's all I got.
Good. That's a good observation. Yeah. Thank you, Scott, for the call.
And I think there's no doubt about it that those wide receivers it's been made clear that it's not just, we talk about the execution and all of that. You better block too. And Jacory's a guy that he's such a team guy that if he's not getting the ball, he wants to be involved and contributing to the action, whatever it might be. But I think the message has been received that I continue to go back to the Jamal Banks conversation I had after the USC game, just because you could tell there was a big difference in his play and how he was able to contribute even when he wouldn't get the ball thrown to him. And I think that challenge from Dana Holgorsen has been well received by some of these wide receivers, and it's allowed for a lot of other good things to happen. It's amazing when that is done right, how much that opens things up down the field.
No doubt. Here's a text that came in. My youngest son wore his flag football jersey to the game on Saturday. He wears the number 13. And when we saw that it was Brian Buschini, he told me that he wanted to change his last name to CJ Buschini. It's one of the great things I love about that, how many positive role models are on this team. I'm really happy for them to get to a bowl game. Go Big Red.
Oh, that's great. Brian Buschini is a great role model. He is he's a guy that's been through a lot. I mean, he shared some of his story and just to get to where he is. And he's a great leader, not just in the specialist group. I mean, John Hull said he's kind of like a father figure to him. He's been around and been through so much and has helped him through a lot of the tough times this year. But he's really good. And you want to talk about those guys that are playing at the next level. Brian Buschini is going to be a guy that could potentially have a very long career in the NFL because he can kick off, he can kick field goals if he needed to, he can extra points, and obviously a heck of a punter. So, and a very good person and family. I love his wife. She's great. I talk to her almost every Saturday. So they've got a great family.
Yeah, he kicked that one that rolled out of bounds around the 2-yard line. It was a big flip of the field in Saturday's game. Folks, Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Back with our final segment of Hour 1 next.
Explore the lineup of dependable vehicles today at Woodhouse Toyota. Our team is dedicated to providing a satisfying, reliable, and enjoyable car buying experience beyond your expectations. Lease the 2025 Toyota Tacoma for $555 a month for 39 months and 10,000 miles per year. Visit us in store off Highway 281 in Grand Island or online at WoodhouseToyota.com. Woodhouse Toyota. Let's go places. With approved credit, $4,205 down, plus first payment and $299 doc fee due at signing. Security deposit waived. Tax, title, license extra. Offer expires 11/30/2024. See dealer for details.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
In the heartland, where ambition thrives, there are those who are made and those who are made for more. Just like the Huskers on game day, Kloss, a leading producer of ag equipment, unleashes the power of ambition in the field. Discover why our cutting-edge machinery and unwavering support aren't just a promise, they're a commitment to your success. Because at Kloss, we know you are made for more. Visit your Kloss dealer or CLAAS.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
Cyber threats are everywhere. When is the last time you stopped to think about how you're protecting your business from potential data breaches, phishing scams, or ransomware? It's time to make cybersecurity a priority for your business. At Hamilton, our unmatched expertise and cutting-edge technology goes beyond basic defense, providing proactive, tailored solutions that keep your data, network, and digital assets protected. Better protection, better cybersecurity with Hamilton. Visit our website at hamiltonisbusiness.com to learn more.
Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Akrs. They're the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody, back final few minutes of our number one. Doug in Norfolk on our text line. The offensive line situation has settled in the last few weeks after all the injuries hit that group early in the year. At least you guys have not talked about injuries to the linemen lately. And you're exactly right, Doug. And I think that's why they're finding a continuity. Gunner's getting a lot of snaps. Mackay has been rotating in there some at left tackle. But after, you had Teddy go down in camp, and then you had Turner go down in game 2 or 3. And, nobody talks about that, Jess. We're really playing our third string left tackle. That is really hard to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And just two guys that have a lot of experience, and then you're putting in a redshirt freshman that has no experience, And
yeah.
For Gunnar Gatula has been great but he's another guy too. You've just seen him grow because of this opportunity of being thrown to the fire. But Searles has mentioned this several times too, coming from a guy that got thrown into the fire when he was a redshirt freshman. It's going to play extreme dividends next season and the next season that he's it's been big this season, but it's going to be even more critical and even more beneficial for that group that Gunner's played so much this season. He'll take even a bigger jump going into next season.
By the way, our football radio show will be tomorrow. It's only a half an hour because we have Husker women's basketball as they take on Kansas City, and it's going to be Donovan Raiola. So we'll have a great conversation with him and talk about his group. Henry Lutovsky has made major strides. I think he's graded out as the number one offensive lineman in a couple of games this year. We've known he's had the strength. I know Jeremiah has been really impressed with the strength of that young man, and he's figuring out how to use it to his benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they talk a lot about just that chemistry and the continuity and playing together. And when they had some substitutions, you think about it, Micah Mizuka was starting at guard, and then you've got some changes there. And then Justin Evans had not played next to Gunner. And so I think they've finally gotten into a rhythm and figured out how to play next to each other. You hear that all the time, just about that continuity and that chemistry with that line. And the more that they play together, the more that they are in sync and are on kind of that same wavelength that continues to help them grow and progress and play better each week.
We'll talk some basketball and volleyball in the next hour. Connor Essegian, Sam Hoiberg just caught up with them Friday night after that gigantic win over Creighton. And The Dig. The podcast The Dig is out. Kelly Hunter sat down with Jess. We'll have all that coming up in hour 2.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end-zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Sunday morning. You can smell it. Game day. And the brisket you've been smoking since last night. A day to be with family, aka fellow football fans. Traditions make Sundays easy to enjoy. Beers do too. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's time to review the top 3 highlights of the day. I'm joined as always by my co-anchor Snoop.
Hey, what up, though?
Snoop, number 1 has to be getting the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence at T-Mobile.
Yeah, you should hustle down to T-Mobile like a dog chasing a squirrel, chasing a nut.
Nice analogy, Snoop. Dogs do love to chase squirrels.
And squirrels love to chase those nuts.
On to highlight number 2, at T-Mobile, families can save 20% every month versus the other big guys.
That is very impressive. You know, y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
That's exactly what I'm planning on doing with my savings, Snoop. Now, take it away, Snoop.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on them. Now drop that jingle.
With 24 monthly bill credits, eligible trade-in on Go 5G Next. Well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits and credits stop and balance on required finance agreement too. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024.
Good evening, I'm Camden Cohn, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Earlier today, head coach Matt Rule spoke to the media about a variety of different topics. One of the topics he talked about was how the team is prepared for the cold on Friday.
I don't worry about the weather. I mean, we go in the mornings here, which is great in some ways, but in the spring, I mean, there's plenty of days that we're out there and there's 30-mile-an-hour winds and it's 18, 20 degrees. I mean, our guys are tough. Iowa's guys are tough. I think the game will come down to football. I think our guys will, if there was maybe ice on the field or snow, it might be a little different. But I feel pretty good about our ability to handle the cold, just because we do it in the spring and then we do it again in the fall. We don't really ever go inside unless I really need the crowd noise from the indoor.
Sticking with football, Husker wide receiver Ja'Cory Barney Jr. was named Big Ten Freshman of the Week today. Barney set career highs with 9 receptions for 85 yards. He also rushed for 11 and had 54 yards in returns. Nebraska volleyball setter Bergen Riley was named co-Big Ten Setter of the Week for the 5th time this season earlier this afternoon. Riley averaged 12.83 assists per set while leading the Huskers to a .355 hitting percentage on the week. She's the first Husker setter to earn 5 Big Ten Setter of the Week awards in one season since the Big Red joined the conference in 2011. In other Nebraska volleyball news, 3 Huskers were selected in the Pro Volleyball Federation draft today. Merritt Beeson was selected first overall by the Atlanta Vibe. Lindsey Krause was selected in the 3rd round, 19th overall, by the Omaha Supernovas. And Layla Blackwell was selected in the 4th round, 26th overall, by the San Diego Mojo. And finally, Week 12 of the NFL season ends tonight as the Chargers host the Ravens. That game can be watched on ESPN in about 10 minutes. Our sports ticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Call a timeout if you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is there. Call, text, or chat 988. It's free, confidential, and staffed with trained counselors ready to listen and provide support. Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Pistol, 2 wideouts left, now motioning is Banks. They give it off to Dante, right in there. Touchdown, Nebraska. Dowdell's 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. And Nebraska firmly in charge of this one at 33-10.
Harper serves Sage Damrow. She pushes her setter out of bounds to the right pin. Bumps set to the back row. Roll shot Sarah Franklin. Again, Nebraska to the side. Andy Jackson. Kaboom! Woo-hoo! 9-5-7 in a row.
Looks right, gives to Essegian, comes left. Hesitation move, elbow jumper on the way. Got it! Essegian's having an unbelievable game for Nebraska. Essegian has a double.
French operating near the logo on the left side of the floor. Now she initiates 3-ball top of the key. You betcha! The freshman from Omaha stuck the 3 from half court. Townsend at the buzzer misses. Rick Briggs has 8 first quarter points and the Huskers lead Creighton on the road 22-19 at the end of the first quarter.
Now, here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
I think the biggest thing I told them is how proud I am of them because they stepped up to the challenge. We really went after them this week, and they put a game plan in that we felt that we had to execute to have a chance to win. So just, proud of them, proud they came out and executed.
Trying to post up the smaller Isaacs, left side, Buchtenjell with a 3-ball on the way. Got the roll. Soft front of the rim. It bounded up and went right through the net, and the Huskers are up 8-3. Morgan's got it. Swings it left. Hoiberg. Morgan, head of the key. Coming to it. Essegian got a good look off. Banked it in. Holy cow, the bank is open. We're not even at PBA. Between the circles near the timeline to Hoiberg. Left side, Buchtenjell. 8 on the shot clock. Buchtenjell fakes, drives, spins, puts it up on the run, and in off the window. Berke Buchtenjell hanging up there and banking it in off the glass. He's got 5. Wooster flips to Gary, comes off the screen of Mia, drives the ball, gathers, puts it up and down. Tough physical move by Gary.
The way we prepared this week, the emphasis coming from our loss to St. Mary's,
The emphasis was to come in here and be the tougher team. Every time we get out there on the court this whole week, the intensity's been high, which needs to carry on throughout the season. And also, the emphasis was toughness, and tonight we out-toughed them.
Ashworth picks it up, brings it across the timeline, over the Creighton logo. In the passing lane is Gary, got the pick. Does he get a pick six? He does with a double-handed jam. The steal and the jam by Gary, and Nebraska's up 28-13. Williams crossover dribble ran into Essegian. Boy, that's a blown-up play here. Now Williams puts it on the floor in the paint, puts it up and in, got it down before the buzzer. Big hoop by Williams. As the Huskers go up on that field goal, back to Wooster, 6 on the shot clock. Wooster puts it on the floor, knocked free into the hands of Morgan's, got to throw it up. Now Gary puts it up, got it at the shot clock buzzer. Second chance opportunity, they took all 20 seconds. Comes to the right on the right-handed dribble, sideline to Essegian, drives the ball, floater in the lane, got it! He's been working on that puppy. Connor sunk it down, no rim there at all. Swishola all the way, Huskers by 11.
When said go screen Connor's guy wherever he is, get him open, and they force you into taking twos. That's what Creighton's defense does. I thought Bryce hit some tough mid-range ones, and then Connor stepped up in the second half when we needed that boost.
Wooster walks the ball to the right side. Ashworth's got him. One arms the pass to Essegian, splits a double team, meets a third defender, puts it up and down though. Essegian fearless met Kalkbrenner at the rim and kissed it in off the glass.
How did he get that up off the right side? What a move by Connor Essegian.
10 points for Essegian.
Connor tonight, he got it going. As soon as they started denying me and doubling me, Connor got it going. Connor found a way to get into the paint and get fouled. As soon as he gets that shot to fall, as all of us need to get our shots to fall, it's going to be unstoppable.
Looks right, gives to Essegian, comes left. Hesitation move, elbow jumper on the way. Got it! Essegian's having an unbelievable game for Nebraska. Essegian has a double. Left elbow with the ball. Looks for someone to come to it. Gary's got it. Swim move to the baseline. Puts it up and down. Strong move. Baseline left to the 10. Between the legs dribble. He's down the paint. Puts it up with the left hand. No, passes it off. And Buchtengel scores it. Great drop off by Jawan into the midst of Berkay Buchtengel.
Dropping a dime, Jawan Gary to Berkay.
I just thought besides those first 3 or 4 minutes of the second half, I thought we got to the spots. We didn't force it. We executed, and we came away with a huge one. This is huge for the guys' confidence.
The far side hash mark. Pull up Jay. 15-footer, got it. It's a dart. It's a dagger. Big, huge shot by Raleigh, and the Huskers are up a dozen.
Dictate the pace, because they're a fast team. They get the ball out. They like answer backs. As long as we stop that and dictate the pace, then we have the game, because we have the size and talent, and we have the shot-making ability, and everything else will take care of itself. So we defended the three-point line pretty good. And also Kalkbrenner, so that's what got us the win.
Loose on the floor, Wooster's got it, goes up against Isaacs. Wooster puts it up and in. Didn't get a call, but he got the hoop. No matter, doesn't make a bit of difference there. The Huskers are going to win it by a dozen. It wasn't that close. You'll hear the horn, and you'll hear Husker fans in the background. Final score: Nebraska 74. Creighton 63.
That was a great effort. I'm so proud of the guys. They really bought into what we needed to do to have a chance to win this game. And first and foremost was playing with the right pace and the right tempo. And I thought we dictated that. And, I thought we were gritty. We were tough. We took what the defense gave us. And it's just an awesome win for us. I couldn't be more proud of the guys.
2 straight for the Huskers at the CHI Center. They also beat Creighton 2 years ago. And this was impressive. I love the defensive end of the floor for the Big Red as they beat the Jays 74-63. Welcome back, Hour 2 Sports Nightly. Jess, you were in the building. Anybody wearing red was having a time of their life.
Yeah, they were. I was way up at the top, and there was a couple of patches of Husker fans that were enjoying themselves. And I thought that Nebraska did such a good job of taking that building out of it early. It was like they were stunned, and anytime that Creighton would get on a little run, Nebraska shut it down, and so the way that they responded to me, I took as much as anything. I think, yes, defensive performance, all of that, but I think when you're playing in the Big Ten moving forward, you're going to have teams that are going to go on runs when they're in their own building. And I thought Nebraska figuring out how to stop that and what they need to do to kind of sustain those runs and not allow for it to turn into catastrophe. I thought they learned a lot from that, and they did a really good job with that. And the crowd was not really a factor the entire time. They really weren't. That's what I like about Husker fans, and I think Merritt Beeson brought this up in her press conference about even when they cheer really loud in Devaney when they need it, not just when things are going good. Like the fans can get a sense of when they need a boost, and not just when anybody's on a run or anything. It's just they get a sense of that. And I felt that at times during the basketball season last year, but that was not happening at Creighton. It was only when things were going good were they cheering, and Nebraska was real quick to shut it down.
Ryan Kalkbrenner, the All-American, 1 field goal attempt. The defensive game plan against him was magnificent by Nate Lenzer, who handles a lot of the Husker defensive assignments. What a win. And you heard Kent a couple of times talk about Connor Essegian, the great game he had, 15 points for Connor. Just 1 3-point make, and that's kind of what he does. But he was taking the ball to the basket. Well, our Jess caught up with him after the game.
Well, congratulations on the win. How much fun was that one to be a part of?
I mean, everyone knows that was exciting. That was fun. And, just being here for my first year, I understand the rivalry. I understand how much that means to the state of Nebraska for us Husker fans, having a Big East rivalry in the same state, with Wisconsin too. So being able to come in here and, we talked about it all week, just being hungry for this, and then, seeing the fans leave a little early felt good.
You guys are able to dominate really from start to finish. What went into that, being able to lead and hold on to the lead the whole way?
Really good game plan from our coaches. After our loss against St. Mary's, we were really hungry, like I said earlier, just to be able to come out and kind of earn that back and have that fire to come back and bounce back, because it was a tough loss. And to be able to have a coach with Nate, to be able to have one of the best defensive plans, all the time. And, he works his tail off to be able to give us opportunities like that. So props to him and props to the guys for all buying in and wanting to be a part of that, as well as Coach Hoiberg, and putting us in the right spots on offense too.
I know it's a team effort, but what can you say about the job that the Bigs did on Kalkbrenner tonight?
Man, those dudes battled. And as we got BK walking by right now, oh gosh, don't put the camera on him. Just the way they battled and bought into that, and, Braxton got in foul trouble, but it's because of how hard he was working. And holding Kalkbrenner to, 4 points? I don't know if that'll happen all year again. I mean, he's an unbelievable player, an All-American, caliber player. So to be able to have those guys battling in there, Andrew too, it was huge for us to see their buy-in too. Now we can build off that.
How about for you personally? You're known as a three-point shooter, but you were being really aggressive getting to the rim. What were you seeing that allowed for you to get some production in the paint today?
They were chasing hard, trying to get me off the three-point line, which I'll see that a lot more this year. So to be able to have guys trust me curling and guys hitting bodies and being able to move the ball, it was all a team effort. And being able to do that, I don't get open if those guys don't help me out. So just being confident in myself, I put a lot of work in the summer to be able to have a mid-range and floater game. Because of that, I knew that was going to happen this year. So, it was very refreshing to be able to see that.
What kind of tone did Juwan Gary set for you guys tonight?
Man, that dude's a dog. As soon as, honestly, I hated playing against him when I was at Wisconsin, because he's just one of those guys that always does whatever you need to win. And now that I have him on my team, I'm pretty happy. So to be able to see his fire, his energy, obviously this game means a lot to him. And now him being 2-0 in here is tough to do. Yeah. And so it only happens because of a player like that. So, love his energy, and he took a big step this week.
How important was the balance tonight with so many guys contributing?
It's huge. When you got, a lot of guys, being in double figures or close to, that's huge for a team. And it shows that we have a lot of depth, a lot of trust with each other. And to be able to have that, that can carry us a long way. Any given night, somebody can get hot.
Last thing, how do you guys build off of this one, close a chapter? And I know it's early in the season, but this could be a good springboard, I'm assuming, for you guys moving forward.
Definitely is. We definitely needed that, just kind of give us a little boost to show us how good of a team we really are and can be. And, this isn't where we want to be. We want to keep taking steps, as we get closer to March. And so, this is going to be good. We're going to put it in our back pocket after today. We're going to enjoy it tonight. Bus right back. We're all going to hang out. And so it'll be good, to have this in our back pocket, as we get farther down the road and, continue to build our resume.
Appreciate your time. Great win.
Sorry about Bryce. Thank you.
It's a fun group already. I could tell you Husker fans are going to love this group, but you heard Bryce was interrupting, BK was. It was right outside the locker rooms. They were enjoying it, but I love what he said about Juwan. I hated playing against him, but I love now that he's my teammate.
He was the best player on the floor, I thought, Friday night. 5 in double figures, Juwan had 16, Bryce had 16, Connor with 15, 11 for Raleigh, and then you had 12 for Burke. That kind of balance can be really good for this team. And I love the way they are stepping to that free throw line. They have been fantastic on free throw shooting through the first, 5 games they played so far. I just love that. The confidence to step up there and knock it in. And Fred Hoiberg keeps saying, Jess, the 3-point shots are going to start falling for this team.
Yeah, I mean, you think that it's going to because they have the shooters and they have proven shooters. But in the meantime, they're finding other ways to win, which I think can prove to pay dividends for a team that wants to do something special once you move through a Big Ten season and into the postseason. So, because you're not always going to be able to, there are a lot of teams that rely solely on making threes and hitting the outside shot. And then that's if you're off, you're off. It's basically chalk it up to an L. But for this group, finding a way to win when it's not going down at a very efficient rate and winning big games like that, I think is going to be really, really good for them moving forward.
Coaches always say defense travels. Well, one guy that plays great defense every night is Sam Hoiberg. Jessica caught up with him after the game.
Here with Sam Hoiberg. Well, how about that win? What was the key to the start? Just from the start, you guys led wire to wire. What was the mentality, just the start for this team?
Yeah, I mean, all week we were talking about we need to control the pace of this game. Creighton plays super fast, so we need to kind of play at our own pace and take them out of it. We did that here 2 years ago, and I think it was kind of a repeat of that game 2 years ago, and we were able to get the win again.
I know as a defensive guy, you got to be proud of that defensive performance tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, holding this team to 63 points, I mean, one of the best offenses really in the country. And, I mean, if we can keep playing like this, we really have no limit, and I'm super excited for it.
I know it was a team effort, but what can you say about the job that the Bigs did on Kalkbrenner and holding him without a field goal tonight?
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, our coaches were on them all week long. They were getting a little bit down on themselves, but they kept coming back and playing hard and showed tonight. I mean, he didn't even get a field goal tonight, and he was averaging about 27 points a game. So just unbelievable job by them.
What about just the response for this team? Anytime they make a run, it seemed like Huskers had a response. What was the key to that and slowing them down anytime they tried to get back into it?
Yeah, I mean, it just shows our poise. We weren't getting rattled by their runs. I mean, every time the crowd got into it, I felt like we had something that would just silence it. And that's the key to winning these games, and there's so many people here. You got to keep the crowd in check, and we were able to do that every time they got going.
How important is this one just moving forward? I know it's early in the season, but to build off of this one, how good was this one for this group?
Yeah, I mean, it gives us so much confidence. We hadn't played great in our first 4 games, and we know we have a lot left to show even after this game. And I think it gives us a lot of confidence to go forward and keep getting better and getting wins like this for the rest of the season.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks, Jess.
That was fun. You saw the group of Husker fans there at the beginning. Enjoyed it. I love think about his journey and how far he's come, and now he's a fan favorite. And I think just because of the effort that he provides on the defensive end, he provides those hustle plays. And even though there might be nights that he doesn't score, but his impact is certainly felt by this group. He and Juwan Gary, Coach Linzer's talked about this. They're the defensive captains, and they set the tone on the defensive end. And it's been important once this program started to figure out how to play good defense, and that's going to help them win more games. Sam Hoiberg has been a catalyst for that over the last couple seasons.
No question, you hold Creighton to 32% shooting. You've had yourself an eye because that is a really good offensive team that the Blue Jays have there.
I would have hated as a shooter. I can only imagine how frustrated those Creighton shooters were playing against this defense. I mean, they were not allowing much of a good looks for very many guys, and that's just such a frustrating feeling for those offensive teams. There's no doubt.
I'm a big body language guy, and their body language was bad by the second half, and that's when I knew we had the game. You could just tell. They were so frustrated, and that's a credit to guys like Sam and Juwan pushing them, getting them. And, hey, Braxton did a really good job on Kalkbrenner. I know he got into some foul trouble, but, Andrew came in and did some good things. Burke, up and down the lineup, it was all really, really solid. Folks, Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse, the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. We are back to play you part of this week's podcast, The Dig. Jessica sat down earlier this week with Kelly Hunter, one of the Husker assistant coaches. We'll have that conversation coming up next.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
From family road trips in a spacious SUV to heavy-duty hauling in a powerful truck, Woodhouse has the vehicle to fit your lifestyle. Purchasing a vehicle has never been easier thanks to our streamlined buying process. Browse a huge selection of new or pre-owned vehicles from top brands. View transparent pricing so you can find the vehicle that fits in your budget. And complete your purchase online. Shop when you want, where you want. It's the Woodhouse difference. Get started today at woodhouse.com.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with unleaded 88, how about this? Unleaded 88
can help you save big at the pump.
And save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved to use unleaded 88. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose unleaded 88, there you have them. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseunleaded88.com to learn more.
Husker fans, it's game day, and Pizza Hut's got your perfect play. Score the game day special for just $29.99. Get 2 medium 3-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Enough to feed 8 hungry fans. Pizza, wings, breadsticks, and more. It's the ultimate lineup to fuel your game day. Check out the full menu online at pizzahut.com or in store. Because remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
For farmers, sustainability is a way of life. 97% of farms are family-owned, and 95% are participating in conservation programs and using sustainable practices.
I'm Ann Meese, a farmer near Elgin, Nebraska. I grew up on this land, and we're dedicated to being good stewards and leaving it better for the next generation.
Since 1980, U.S. soybean farmers have boosted production by 130%, all while lowering emissions and improving land and water use. Nebraska soybeans, feeding, fueling, and innovating for the future.
Sam, since this is your first Get Holiday Ready sales event, let me introduce you to the full lineup of Ford SUVs. Keep it festive, Morgan.
How fun!
That's Blake and Bailey. They're our Bronco experts.
Goat modes goes over any type of terrain.
And of course, Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. The Get Holiday Ready sales event.
Chills.
Get 1.9% APR for 60 months plus no payments for up to 90 days and $1,000 bonus cash on a new F-150.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Nebraska soybeans power everyday products, from Goodyear tires and Skechers shoes to soy-based turf and fire suppressants. These innovations replace petroleum and utilize other components of the soybean, leading to more sustainable products worldwide.
I'm Doug Sadoff, a farmer near Trumbull, Nebraska. Thanks to cutting-edge research, soybeans are now in everything from tires to turf. It's amazing to see how these advancements are unlocking new potential for our crops.
Soybeans are a win for every product and everyone. Nebraska soybeans, feeding, fueling, and innovating for the future.
Imagine a world where your office IT runs smoothly, securely, and effortlessly. A day where you aren't worried about the next outage or password compromise. At Hamilton, we take care of everything from monitoring and maintenance to security and support. We partner with your business to design integrated technology solutions that fit your needs now and your goals for the future. With on-site and remote IT support options, we're always just a call or click away. Elevate your IT with Hamilton Managed IT. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
Sam, since this is your first Get Holiday Ready sales event, let me introduce you to the full lineup of Ford SUVs. Keep it festive, Morgan.
How fun!
That's Blake and Bailey. They're our Bronco experts.
Goat modes goes over any type of terrain.
And of course, Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. The Get Holiday Ready sales event.
Chills.
Get 1.9% APR for 60 months plus no payments for up to 90 days and $1,000 bonus cash on a new F-150.
Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Akrs. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs solutions for every field. Well, the weekly podcast that Jessica does with Husker volleyball assistant coaches is out. It's called The Dig, and this week she sat down with former great setter, two-time national champion Kelly Hunter.
What a weekend for Husker sports. How was that to be a part of?
Geez, just Saturday in general and the hype of the football game and the hype of the volleyball game, and we're playing the same school. That rarely happens where it lines up where we're playing the same team. So it was just a really big weekend for Husker Nation.
You know, and then it all started with the Friday night men's basketball win. It was just carried over with the electricity, and just you could feel it here on campus when you were walking around.
We love those, not really border battles, in-state battles, but watching the basketball team and just seeing that with some friends on Friday night and the hype around that, and Fred and talking about just the I-80 battle and all of that was really cool.
Well, what a performance for the volleyball team on Saturday night. Another sweep over Wisconsin. What were the big takeaways when you guys settled in and watched the film and I guess got a chance to really dive into that one?
A lot of it was kind of reviewing round one, what worked, what didn't work, what adjustments do we want to make. So we watched a lot of review of that match and just have they changed anything since we've played them a month ago, and they tweaked a couple different things. But we really loved kind of our defensive and offensive game plans going in round one. So we didn't really change a lot. And obviously it worked out well for us up in Madison. And so we just kind of tried to stay true to our brand of volleyball and what we did against them round one, and we expected and knew that they would play great, and coming into Lincoln and being fired up, we knew that they were going to give us their best shot.
I thought too, again, it was another kind of example of weathering the storm, responding to runs. It just seemed like the Huskers always had an answer, and it seemed like that's something that you guys have figured out here over the last month or so.
We've talked a lot about kind of the intangibles and just how can we bounce back from mistakes and what does that look like for our team? And a lot of that is them and their eye contact and their huddles and their ability to slow down the game. But against Wisconsin specifically, obviously they're a great team and we know that they're going to make great plays and they're going to go on runs, but it's all about our response. I think our team has worked very, very hard on that, and they've been dialed in with those intangibles, and you can see it pay off.
Well, it was senior day, which always is an emotional day, and certainly not going to be the last time that this team plays inside the ball, but it holds a different, I guess, kind of weight because it's you play all the videos and the parents are there, you have the kind of the reception, and so I don't know how you watch Merritt Beeson's press conference and not get emotional about it and just what this place has meant to her, but this senior class and what they've been able to do and how they've been able to help establish what you guys want to do, how important have they been? How monumental has this group been?
They've been amazing, and especially after last year not having any seniors and then this big senior class, it's really, really cool to see just their different paths and how they've made their way to Nebraska. And obviously Merritt is a great example, and she's the best at kind of just talking about what this place means to her and the impact that it's had on her. And then Layla coming from San Diego and just being here for only 1 year and just hearing how appreciative she is of our program, our team, just the friendships and bonds that they've made. They're a really special group, and like I said, after not having seniors, I think they're they're kind of making up for 2 years of not having seniors, and it's just really cool to see the way the team wants to do it for them too.
When Merritt said, I came here and I didn't love volleyball and I didn't know who Merritt was and I didn't have a lot of confidence in Merritt, who Merritt is, and as a coach, as someone that helps run this program, that's got to mean a lot to you guys to hear a player come in and say, hey, I fell back in love with volleyball, and hey, I found myself and I'm more confident in myself.
I think it's I can't even really describe it. It's such a cool feeling, and we're at Nebraska, we're striving for championships, but we want to help them become strong, independent young women and prepare them for life and just find out their strengths and who they want to be as people and as maybe a mom one day or in their profession. And I think that's one thing that we really try and focus on, is not just their volleyball development and winning championships. Obviously, those are goals of ours, but even kind of more important in that is just their individual development and the joy that they have for the game and being around our program and our state, and just really, really appreciating that. So it's really cool to kind of hear that pay off, and it just makes your heart happy.
How have you seen Merritt evolve just from the player she was when she got here to where she is now?
She is a phenomenal leader, and she always has been. And when she first stepped into our gym, we were like, this girl's special. She's going to be a leader for this team. But just watching her kind of be mama bear for everyone and really, really take care of everyone is just, it's so cool to watch, and just, I'm in awe of her every single day. But I think she's learned how to do all of that, but also take care of herself, because leadership is difficult, and managing 13 other young women who are still trying to figure out life is difficult. And I would say maybe last year that took more of a toll on her, but now I think she's learned kind of some coping mechanisms and stuff like that, and just how to fill up her own bucket so that she's not empty because she's giving so much to everyone else. And she's got a puppy now to help fill her bucket. Every now and then she'll go out to Lindsay Peterson's for dinner and hang out with the boys just because her family's not here. And so being able to spend that time with Lindsay and kind of unplug is really, really beneficial. And I think she's just found a way to love herself, support herself, so that she can help support everyone else.
I know we've talked a lot about Kennedy Orr and just her role, but as kind of her position coach and just how her journey and what she's went through and to get to this point. And she also seems like someone that just is so confident in herself and embraces her role and loves being a part of this program. Can you just talk about her impact and just, I guess, the example that she set and how she's gone about her career as a Husker?
She is just the picture-perfect example of a teammate, a Husker volleyball player, what it means to play for Nebraska. And I think it could have been very easy for her to leave and go somewhere else, but I think she loves this program and loves her teammates and loves the class that she came in with and couldn't imagine playing anywhere else. So I really admire her for embracing what's in front of her and embracing her role and having a smile every single day. And after senior night, we had more videos in the locker room, just a little bit more personal. And Bergen just really spoke to the fact that Kennedy is always in her corner and always has her back and helps her through those hard moments, and they do that for each other. And just being kind of part of that is really, really special. And it's just awesome to see the way they love each other and support each other and just really have each other's back through those hard moments.
What about just, as a player and she came in as a setter, and certainly you guys have used her in that role, but just her ability to come in and serve in big moments, and she's become a good passer and has got some big time digs, and just that part of her game that has grown along the way. How have you seen that evolve too?
I think she embraces that serving sub role, and it's a tough role to come in for that one rotation and try and make a difference, especially when you're kind of off on the side watching for the other five and observing and trying to stay warm. Honestly, that's hard if there's some longer runs, but we talk a lot about like, hey, you're not just serving. If you want to stay on the court and be out there longer, you got to play defense. And I think she's totally embraced that, and she's an awesome defender. And just one thing she would never be afraid to do is just put her body on the line. She'll dive around, she'll fly around, she'll make sure she gets the dig one way or another. And it's fun to see how resilient she is when she goes in there, and we just talk about you got to dig the ball if you want to stay out there. So we see a lot of that now.
She might be moving into the littles room, the littles rotation.
I don't know if they would quite embrace her. They're very protective over the littles. I think I might have mentioned it last time, but there was one time the setters tried to take the picture that the littles take, and they were
not happy about it.
No, they were not
having
happy.
it.
Yeah.
I did want to talk about a few different things from the Wisconsin match, and Taylor Landfair has seemed to really find her groove over these last few weeks as well. What's gone into that? What has enabled her to really build that connection with Bergen, where you guys are calling on her in some big moments too?
I think she's put in a lot of work just technically. She's working really, really hard on her footwork, being in good positions, being able to go get sets that are less than ideal, and that happens a lot. In a perfect world, we're setting perfect, our footwork is perfect, all of that, but that's just not the way it works out. So I think she's worked really, really hard on that, and Jordan is in her corner and always reminding her footwork, we got to get our feet to the ball, things like that. But I think the biggest thing is just confidence. And I mean, she was Big Ten Player of the Year and then had more of a struggle of a season the next season. And so that's hard, and just confidence comes and goes. You're not always feeling 100%, but I think she's really found that groove and just remembered what her strengths are and then worked on some of those weaknesses, but having those strengths in mind is really, really important.
Again, that was Kelly Hunter as a part of this week's episode of The Dig, powered by Emeritus. You can listen to that full episode. It's out now on our podcast platforms and our YouTube channel as well. We dove into and previewed the matchup against Penn State with a Big Ten title on the line on Friday night. The Huskers can win it outright. So big one there. We also talked a little Thanksgiving. Be shocked to hear her who she actually would not recommend any of the Huskers to cook a turkey on Thanksgiving. I was shocked to hear that. So, but yeah, go check that out now. That full episode out now. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. I did want to read a text before Greg gets back. Husker fan in Florida just wanted to tell Mr. Sharpe how much I appreciate him. GBR, we all do. We appreciate that text. Greg would not have read that on the air. So while he's not here, I'm going to do it for all of us. But we all appreciate Greg very much, certainly. No doubt about it. All right, we're back with more Sports Nightly coming up after this.
'Tis the season to save during Happy Honda Days. The newest cars, crossovers, trucks, and SUVs are equipped with reliable safety features and the latest technology, so you can drive with confidence. Lease the 2025 Honda Pilot XL AWD 10A for $459 a month for 36 months and 10,000 miles per year. Visit us in-store off Highway 281 in Grand Island or online at WoodhouseHonda.com. Forge your own path at Woodhouse Honda. With approved credit, $5,599 down payment and $299 doc fee due at sign. Offer expires 11/30/2024. See dealer for details.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Set. Hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
Sam, since this is your first Get Holiday Ready sales event, let me introduce you to the full lineup of Ford SUVs. Keep it festive, Morgan.
How fun!
That's Blake and Bailey. They're our Bronco experts.
Goat modes goes over any type of terrain.
And of course, Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. The Get Holiday Ready sales event.
Chills.
Get 1.9% APR for 60 months plus no payments for up to 90 days and $1,000 bonus cash on a new F-150.
Husker fans, it's game day, and Pizza Hut's got your perfect play. Score the game day special for just $29.99. Get 2 medium 3-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Enough to feed 8 hungry fans. Pizza, wings, breadsticks, and more. It's the ultimate lineup to fuel your game day. Check out the full menu online at pizzahut.com or in store. Because remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hello, Husker Nation. This is Lexi Rodriguez, All-American Libero, serving you and Ace on behalf of Noddle Companies based in Omaha, Nebraska. Noddle Companies is a full-service leader in commercial real estate, digging deep to create thriving communities like the Builders District, Akrs Village, and the contemporary row house townhomes. They bring world-class concepts in fashion, great eats, gorgeous homes, and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. To dig up more information, find them on Facebook and Instagram. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska.
Looking for the ultimate sports watching experience? Head to Smash Park in La Vista, home of Husker Hangouts, Omaha's official watch parties. Your go-to spot for epic game day deals, delicious bites, and unbeatable fun. Catch every moment on massive screens. Challenge friends to pickleball, axe throwing, and other games. Smash Park is where the action happens, whether you're cheering on the Huskers or just enjoying the atmosphere. Smash Park. Visit us today and turn your game day into a game night. Smash Park. Play, drink, eat.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Noddle Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Akrs Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Folks, here's what's on tap, brought to you by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Tomorrow night, Husker women's basketball back on the hardwood at PBA against Kansas City. 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock first tip. Prior to that, we'll have Donovan Raiola for a short football show, about 30 minutes with the Huskers offensive line coach. Husker men's basketball, they're also back home. They'll take on the Coyotes of South Dakota. And this is an interesting start time, people. 5:30 at PBA, 4:30 for pregame coverage. So don't be fooled by that. A lot of times our home games are at 7, 5:30 on the eve of Thanksgiving. Husker football will take the airwaves Friday at 2:30 for the Black Friday Heroes game matchup with the Hawkeyes. Kickoff at 6:30. And Husker volleyball gets set for their final regular season weekend at Penn State. 3 o'clock pregame, 4 o'clock first serve. Huskers have a game lead on the Nittany Lions going into the last weekend. And then volleyball will wrap up the regular season on Saturday, taking on Maryland. Again, that is what is on tap, brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Senior night, a lot of tears out at the Devaney Center Saturday night. That's one terrific class. And you and I have kind of been like, kind of ready for December. They're about to get there. We'll have the pairing show coming up Sunday at 5 o'clock. It's about to get really real for the volleyball team.
Yep, it's here. But, man, I asked Kelly today, that's one of the questions I asked her, is this team starting to play their best volleyball? And she said, we're getting there. So, again, this is when you want to start peaking, and they continue to just get better and better. And it's, this is, I've said this a lot, and obviously you got to take it one match at a time, but this team's on a whole different level than any other team I've ever covered that, just their mindset, the way that they have dominated and not even satisfied. And it's a really special group. And so they got a chance to win an outright Big Ten title. It's not going to be easy, but how about that? Coming down to, you get a chance to win it on Friday against Penn State. We know the history there. And then with the two Huskers that were here last year, now playing for Penn State, there's a lot of storylines there. And so it'll be a fun one. And if not, you still get a chance to win it outright on Sunday as well. So they're going to get a couple chances here at it this weekend.
Mentioned women's basketball back at it tomorrow. Tough one on Friday afternoon at Creighton, 80-74. Seemed like the Blue Jays couldn't miss. And that's a loss that's not going to bother you much. Creighton's a quality program, so that's not going to be one of those ones you're like, well, that's a blemish on the resume. That will not be that. And I think they get back together tomorrow night.
Yeah, I had a couple of people say, is that a bad loss or that's a bad loss? I don't really agree because Creighton was in the top 25 to start the season. I think they'll probably get back there just with their schedule and, the conference and all of that. And so that's a team that they've got a lot of veteran seniors. I think what did Amy say? It was like 5 fifth-year seniors that have played a lot of basketball together. They're going to win a lot of basketball games. They're probably going to get right back in there, right around that top 25, I think, as the season rolls along. And then first game without Natalie Potts, which is just an absolutely devastating loss for this team. So they're going to have to figure out how to win without her. I mean, there's no other option. You got to figure out how to do it. And I think that was the first one where it was a little bit of again, an adjustment where you have built a lot around Natalie Potts, and now you got to figure out what to do. I did think there was a couple of big bright spots. Certainly Alexis Markowski was unbelievable, but Britt Prince, we saw her be a lot more aggressive, and she's going to have to be without Potts in there. So I think she's starting to find her groove and kind of the speed that she needs to play at and how aggressive she needs to be to get to the rim and generate some offense for a team without Natalie Potts. So I think they'll bounce back. There's still a lot of great pieces with this team. They've just got to figure out how to navigate this thing without Natalie Potts.
Again, Kansas City tomorrow night, 7 o'clock tip, 6:30 for pregame coverage with Matt Coody and Jeff Grease. Need to work our final break in, and we're back to name our weekend winners. That's next.
Husker fans, it's game day, and Pizza Hut's got your perfect play. Score the game day special for just $29.99. Get 2 medium 3-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Enough to feed 8 hungry fans. Pizza, wings, breadsticks, and more. It's the ultimate lineup to fuel your game day. Check out the full menu online at pizzahut.com or in store. Because remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your basement and damaging your home. Mold, cracks, and of course visible water are just a few signs your basement is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Hey Husker fans, Coach Rule here, thanking you for your incredible support of Nebraska football. We're working every day to bring championship football back to Nebraska. Just as important is your contribution to 1890 Nebraska, the official NIL collective of Husker Athletics. Every contribution, no matter how small, makes a big impact. Your support helps us recruit and retain top talent, bringing a winning program that can compete at the highest level. Visit 1890nebraska.com or text NEBNIL to 801-801 now.
There's something to be said for American made, but at Monolith, we're helping create Nebraska made. From here in Nebraska, we're producing low emission carbon black for tires across North America. Soon we'll be providing farmers with locally made fertilizer to reduce our reliance on foreign imports. We're investing hundreds of millions in our multiple Nebraska facilities and employing Nebraskans in high-paying jobs that support families and communities. Monolith, Nebraska made.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Husker fans, it's game day, and Pizza Hut's got your perfect play. Score the game day special for just $29.99. Get 2 medium 3-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Enough to feed 8 hungry fans. Pizza, wings, breadsticks, and more. It's the ultimate lineup to fuel your game day. Check out the full menu online at pizzahut.com or in store. Because remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Experience the new, innovative, and above all, exceptional vehicles at Woodhouse Buick. We guarantee that our staff can help you find your next vehicle. Stop in and save with our current offers going on now. Lease the 2024 Buick Encore GX for $348 a month for 39 months and 10,000 miles per year. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade. With approved credit. Must currently lease a 2019 or newer Buick or GMC vehicle to qualify. Zero due at signing. Stock number B24091. Offer expires December 2nd, 2024. See dealer for details.
Back for our final few minutes of our Monday show. We always save this little segment for all of us to name our weekend winners. Camden, I'm going to let you have the honors tonight.
All right. I'm going to go with a sport we haven't talked about yet, and that would be Husker wrestling. They had a good weekend.
Nice.
4 Huskers claimed individual titles at the 2024 Navy Classic on Saturday, which pushed Nebraska to win its 3rd straight Navy Classic with 150 points. Caleb Smith, Brock Hardy, Antrell Taylor, and Silas Allred each won their weight classes outright. Bubba Wilson and Christopher Minto went no contest in the final to share the championship. And then 10 of the 14 competing Huskers placed. So good weekend for Husker wrestling, too.
Jess, they're off to a great start. And the guys that you expect to perform well are.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. I mean, this is a group that when you talk about the expectations and a team that you expect to have a big year, and there's no doubt that Coach Manning has gone into this season really confident and feeling really good about this group. So, yeah, that's a special. Could be poised for a really special year if they could keep it rolling.
Yeah. All right. What's on your list?
Well, there's just 3 big wins to talk about. I don't know how I'm going to narrow it down, but I think I'm going to give it to Emmett Johnson. We all know how big of a fan or how big of a favorite he is for us here on the Huskers Radio Network. All of us are big fans of Emmett Johnson, and just the way that he's been able to really find his groove the last couple of weeks. And I saw this stat. I couldn't believe this. Emmett Johnson just put up the most numbers from a Big Ten player since Saquon Barkley in 2017.
How about that?
So the way that he is able to, just in the passing game and the run game, the first 100-yard rusher of the season, first since Wisconsin last year when it was Chubba Purdy. So just a great game by him that allows the offense to really get rolling and get that 6th win that gets them the Huskers Bowl eligible.
Who is the last running back to get 100 yards for the Huskers? You'll get this.
Anthony Grant.
You got it. Yeah, it's happened early last year, but Chubba in that Wisconsin game a year ago went wild. He had that really long gallop that got a lot of his yards, but so happy for Emmett Johnson to be able to get that done for the Big Red. I'm going to go to John Cook, and not for maybe reasons you think. He was very classy the other night. He gave each of the Wisconsin seniors a rose on Nebraska Senior Night. I thought that was a great gesture by Coach. He obviously has an affinity for that Wisconsin program, having coached there before. All right, just a half-hour show tomorrow night. We'll have Donovan Raiola in studio, talk a little Husker football. You enjoy the rest of your night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
No matter what color you wear on game day or what color tractor you drive, there's one color Nebraskans trust to be a partner for life lived well. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska combines national power with Nebraska roots. Awarded the best health insurance experience in the heartland, Blue Cross delivers affordable, high-quality health plans for Medicare groups and individuals. Head to nebraskablue.com to find the coverage that's right for you. Team Blue says, go Big Red.
Sam, since this is your first Get Holiday Ready sales event, let me introduce you to the full lineup of Ford SUVs. Keep it festive, Morgan.
How fun!
That's Blake and Bailey. They're our Bronco experts.
Goat Modes goes over any type of terrain.
And of course, Ford F-Series, best-selling trucks for 47 years. The Get Holiday Ready sales event.
Chills.
Get 1.9% APR for 60 months plus no payments for up to 90 days and $1,000 bonus cash on a new F-150.